Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Teresa Santos Show with La Rosa Realty here. And we are going to talk about the compensation agreement for leases. So for rentals, okay, you do need a compensation agreement now that we do not have the compensation on the MLS. So you're still going to have some sort of compensation agreement to guarantee payment for your services. So this is the compensation agreement owner/listing broker to tenants broker. Okay. It covers both, whether the owner or the landlord is paying for your compensation or the listing broker is paying your compensation. Okay. So we're going to go into it so that you know exactly what to do. Now, in this instance, you're going to use this form whenever you're working with a tenant. Okay. That you are not the listing agent. So you're working with a tenant. You want to secure your payment when you call the listing agent or the landlord to request what they're going to pay compensation, what compensation they're going to pay you for bringing that tenant. So the parties, this owner, listing broker to tenants broker compensation agreement is between check one. Is it between the owner or the listing broker? It's going to give you the option here to check one of these boxes, okay? Depending on who's paying your compensation. And tenants broker, obviously with us would be La Rosa Realty, and you would have to put whatever La Rosa Realty you're with, whether it's the La Rosa Realty LLC, La Rosa Realty Kissimmee, La Rosa Realty Nona Legacy, whichever one it is, you want to make sure that you're putting your broker's information here, not your name, the broker's information. Property address. You're going to put in here the property address, and also under here, make sure that you put the legal description for that address in case you make a mistake with the actual address, you still have the legal description, okay? And obviously listed by who's the listing brokerage. So is it Keller Williams? Is it EXP? Is it Coldwell Banker? Who is the listing broker, okay? So address here. Here you're going to put the property description, and here you're going to put the listing brokerage. Term, this compensation agreement takes effect when a fully executed copy has been delivered to all parties to this agreement and will remain in effect for. Now, obviously it says if left blank, put 30 days. But remember that leases could take 30 days, 60 days, depending on when the move-in date is. So I would at least put 60 to 90 days just to protect yourself, okay? In no event shall the term extend past the termination date of listing broker's current listing of the property, including any extensions or effective protection periods. What does that mean? In no event shall the term extend. Okay, so whatever term that you put here, will it extend the listing broker's current listing of the property, including any extensions or effective protection periods. Broker compensation. This is how you're going to get paid. If tenant's broker represents the interest of the tenant and that tenant executes a lease of property during the term, owner, listing broker will compensate them as stated below at the time when tenant executes a lease with the owner. What are you going to get compensated? Owner, listing broker agrees to compensate tenant's broker. What? Are you doing a flat amount? Or are you doing a percentage of the first month's rent? Or are you doing a flat amount or a percentage of the gross lease value? Okay, so you have to understand the difference between both of these. The gross lease value is the total amount of rent collected during that time of the lease. So if the lease is 12 months and the total rent collected in those 12 months is $30,000, what percentage have they agreed to pay you? Okay, or is it half month's rent? Or is it a flat referral fee? Whatever it is, that's what you're going to put here. Okay, either a flat fee or a percentage of the first month's rent, or a flat fee or a percentage of the whole lease value for that year. Okay, so you have to check one of those and put that information there. Brokers' compensations are not set by law and are fully negotiable. Obviously, this is the big thing that is in all our contracts now. And of course, here, any other terms that you might want to add. The owner or owners and broker or authorized associate acknowledge receipt of a copy of this page. Again, for right now, we are signing for the brokerage, okay? Until we are basically they give us a date as to when we will be able to sign it ourselves as an authorized associate. But for right now, the owners need to sign, right? And the broker or authorized associate. And again, receipt of this copy page will be given to both parties. So it doesn't become effective until both parties have a copy of this form, okay? And then owner acknowledges that compensation paid to tenant's broker is for services tenant's brokers provided to the tenant, okay? Dispute resolution, all controversies, claims, and other matters in question between the parties arising out of or relating to this agreement or to the breach thereof will be settled by first attempting mediation with a mediator agreed upon by the parties. If litigation arises out of this agreement, the prevailing party will be entitled to recover reasonable attorney fees and costs. Miscellaneous clauses. This agreement will be constructed under Florida law. Electronic signatures will be acceptable, so you can send it electronically, and binding. No prior verbal agreements or representations regarding these terms shall be binding on brokers or owners unless included in this agreement. So if there's anything else that you guys come to an agreement with, make sure that you put it in other terms here. If there's something that you guys agreed upon that is not here, make sure you put it on other terms, okay? Do not do it verbal, because verbal does not count. Owner, listing broker, owners, listing brokers, or authorized associate signature. Owner, listing broker, owners, listing or brokers, or authorized associate signature, and tenant's broker. So again, this is the listing broker or owner that has to sign, owner or listing brokerage, whoever's paying the compensation, if it's the owner or if it's the listing brokerage. And tenant's broker would be whoever's bringing in the tenant, okay? Make sure it is dated and signed, make sure it's all initialed. And of course, this is just the same paragraph that is in all of our new forms now, so you can read that at your own pace. But that is it for the compensation agreement, owner, listing broker to tenant's broker. This is what you're going to use in order to make sure that you get compensated for your tenant or your lease payment from the other side. Okay. Thank you so much. And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share with your colleagues and save this video and like this video and keep watching, because we're going to have more classes today.